The Duaya in Nkwanta settlement camp prison located in the Ahafo region was established in 1992 and currently has 150 inmates. And just like other prisons across the country, congestion is a challenge at the facility. Following the congestion at some prison facilities in the Bunu East and Ahafo regions, the Living Springs International Worship Center of the Assemblies of God Church in Sunyani has initiated steps to help decongest said places by paying the fines of some of the prisoners whose offenses are not criminal but have to be jailed because they could not pay their fines. Reverend Joshua Kerry has been telling City News the motivation behind the initiative.
I was watching television somewhere mid last year, and it had to do with these prisoners. And I had a conviction, I just had a voice that I should lead the church for us to visit the prisons and release people like this. Until then, I never knew that people like this even exist at our prisons. And so towards the end of the year, I was preaching, and it came whilst I was preaching. Unfortunately, one of our members, who happens to be our missions department leader, told me he would facilitate that. And the feedback was mind-blowing. And that is what led to what you are seeing this evening. When we looked at the list that we got, just from within BA alone, we had over 200 people who were involved in such a thing. And when we stood here, you could tell majority of them were in their early, the prime of their lives. Almost 90% of the people I saw here, they were youth. And for me, something has to be done urgently and very quickly, because if you go to advanced countries, I started reading on this because of that, and I realized that advanced countries, some of these offenses, they don't come into the prison, especially when we have the kinds of prisons that we don't have very sophisticated systems to ensure that the people are transformed. So I think that something should be done, and should be done very fast, because we are losing the youth to things like this.
2 of the freed prisoners shared their experiences with City News. Intina Sikahina is a 2020 oba
2.4
240 Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
Intino Enfia Hina Mama on Ahina Ochawa.
I'm 8 months, I'm 4 months. The Afutu me wo a mama mumba and say if you ask me, a man in Biro be had the but homeboard in a coupon to the ma on sign how ne abufu bebre and fat and show moon. Now, like Abia, I down for 4 so Mboa on my uncle now, no year Juma, Neaka, and yet then Sabe Kohano.
Court I found him 4 million 20 Ghana.
That's 420 cedis.
Mpachi o man to no mo de member ha 6 months. Nte 6 months no me twa 3 months. I feel like I me come 4 months. The American say idea kesi sorry for be me da omo ase bebre aye me nigye se omo timi abe sa die we na nka me date no kakra na ayaka no aye one day kura bere obebere wa ha no enye easy nte de omo ba be yi aka me 1 month so date na nka be ko no a me nye duru sa na me kofi no nte aye me nigye bebre nte me da asore ene ne panyifo the
commander in charge of the Duaya Nkwanta Settlement Camp Prison, Assistant Director of Prisons, Foster Apia, commended the church for the initiative.
In my opinion, the church has done well by taking upon themselves such initiative to pay for prisoners who were found by court and they couldn't pay it, and for that matter, they have found themselves in prison. So it's a good idea, and the project must be welcomed.
Reverend Kerry is urging Parliament to speed up with the passage of the non-custodian sentence bill that is before it to help decongest the country's prisons.
In fact, I think that if there is a time that Parliament will have to sit up and pass this particular bill and take the necessary actions to get this done, I think the time is right. I think that the non-custodial sentences, it has to be taken very fast by Parliament, and then all other authorities who are in charge, it should be taken very quickly. I think that especially in this time of COVID, this is the time we need it the most. If you look at what we saw here, if there is COVID outbreak here, I mean, it will be terrible. And so I think that it is now, and something should be done very, very fast about it. I think I call for it, and all other CSOs should take up this call, and let's push our people to take this action and to save Mother Ghana.
From the Dua Nkwanta Settlement Camp Prison, I am Michael Saponifum for City News.